And as luck would have it, we are joined now by Washington Post features reporter Samantha Chery about the actor and writer strikes. Samantha, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I want to talk about where we are in this strike. Do you see any hope that this is going to end anytime soon?
So honestly, it is, very up in the air on when this is going to end. If we look at some previous strikes, they've lasted some months long. The last time the SAG and AFTRA went on strike together was in 2000, and it lasted about 5 months long, and it was one of the longest entertainment strikes in history. So it really is up in the air when this will end and when the actors will be able to make an agreement with studios.
We just did a little story on it that ABC had about some of the things that are at play here. But when we talk about things like Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and even Apple, all of these streaming services that are out there, and they're putting out their own movies, is that at the heart of what this strike is about? That these writers and actors in support of these writers are saying they're not getting compensated fairly for their work?
That's correct. Yes. So in the streaming era, the seasons are shorter and there's more, there's more time where actors and writers aren't able to work. And so what they're really asking for is compensation that can match, the more traditional era of TV and movies. So at the heart of it is, getting more compensation and also regulating the use of artificial intelligence so that they're able to, continue and in this profession and continue to have it be sustainable.
And when you say limit the use of artificial intelligence, Samantha, you're talking about basically having AI write scripts and do actors' voices and things like that?
Yes, things like that. So as the contracts were before, they didn't really have any sort of regulations on how to basically use AI, whether it would be used for, helping writers draft scripts, or whether it would be used to have actors have their digital likeness be, duplicated through artificial intelligence. So both of the writers and actors unions are trying to work into the contract so that, there are ground rules set in place so that, a lot of their concerns is that artificial intelligence will, try to take over their jobs and or that studios will try to use it to kind of cut costs in using that over their own artistry.
Samantha, I've read some of the articles that you've done and some of your colleagues at the Washington Post, and I saw that a lot of these big studio heads like Bob Iger that you just heard, who's the head of Disney, which owns ABC, which is our affiliate here at KSAT 12, has said we've given the biggest raise that writers have ever been. We've offered that the biggest raise that writers have ever been offered in the history, and that's not enough. Is that what it seems on the surface, or is that kind of couched in different ways when you talk about a big raise that's been offered?
So, from the writers and actors' perspective, what they're saying is that it's not enough because of how short their work time has become, and then having to make that money kind of stretch thin in terms of paying for like their insurance and the other costs that come in terms of paying their publicist. And so from their perspective, they're saying that they need these raises to be more to be able to account for things like inflation and, having these, shorter term, gig type work that they've been doing.
I saw that some of the actors that were actually on the red carpet, I think it was the premiere of Oppenheimer or something that was playing, left the red carpet immediately to join the actors' strike, the writers' strike. Does this change the game, having the actors join the writers in this whole thing?
Absolutely. So with the writer's strike, which has been going on since the beginning of May, the actors were still able to work with, whatever pre-written scripts were made in production. But without actors, any, television show or movie that was currently filming, with any sort of scripted program, they now don't have any performers to even do what it was left of the script. So this effectively has, shut down most of the entertainment industry. And so, with this, we'll really see more of a delay in, depending on where different productions are in terms of when they actually do premiere.
Last question for you, Samantha, before we let you go. I know it's a Friday. You have big plans. I appreciate you joining us. But let's talk about what this means. What has to happen before something changes in this whole thing? Is Netflix or Hulu or Amazon, do they have to see subscribers go away before they move on this whole thing?
Yes. So one thing that is interesting that's different from this strike versus previous strikes is that, we do have like these very big studios. They have revenue coming in from many different places. So they can kind of hold on a little bit longer in terms of, still having revenue coming in without having to rely on the work of actors and writers. But, in the months to come, they will start seeing the pinch in their profits. And, maybe that will make them more amenable to seeing the writers and actors' demands. So, when that exactly will be is really up in the air. But, it'll just be, in months to come, just like monitoring it and seeing how the negotiations will go.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the studios are banking on the writers running out of money in this strike and not working. So it's a back and forth. Samantha Chery with the Washington Post. She's the features reporter, great writer that I have read on following some of this and the ins and outs and just what it means for all of us. Samantha, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Keep up to date with all of San Antonio's top news, weather, and so much more by clicking the like and subscribe buttons below. And once again, thanks for watching KSAT.